Hello, my friends. I am back for a third time. Feels good to be consistent so far. Last time I talked so much about being consistent and systematic, so I better practice what I'm preaching, huh? Anyway, so I've been doing a sort of thought of the day thing on that note in the intro to each of these vids so far, so I figure why not? Alright, let's make a tradition of it. So, here's my thought of the day today. Things we go through in life, they can only be caused by two possible things. That's things we can't control and things that we can. This concept relates to Pokemon pretty well, I think. We can groan about getting haxed all day, or the opponent making a stupid decision when we were relying on them to make sense so that we can predict them, but I think a better approach is to not deal in any of that in the first place. If we're being most honest with ourselves and we really think about it, most of our flaws actually originate in the things that we can control, yet we didn't control them. So I think let's not try and play by predicting others, right? Or dwelling on whether Ceaseless Edge missed or not, for example. Takeaway there is just universally speaking, we can't wallow in things we can't control happening in a way we didn't want them to, much less let these things stop us. So, best not to put too much stock in those things from the start. And you'll see how much things improve when you start mindfully doing this in your everyday life. It's a pretty surreal moment once it really clicks for the first time after starting on a habit like this. Very basic concept though. So let's make that roadmap, be systematic about our approach, like we talked about last video. And let's get into it. I'm going to need to practice all this myself, by the way, so I'm also giving critique to myself here. I'm guilty of this too, folks. But I know better, and it's time to focus up. So, like I said, let's get into it. Today, I figured I would just start a new fresh alt, because it is OLT time. For those of you who are not familiar, OLT is Smogon's official ladder tournament in the OU tier. And basically what that means is you ladder up, right? And if you get top 8 of those who are competing in OLT or registered to compete in OLT within a cycle, I think it's top 8. But anyway, if I'm wrong, correct me. Then you qualify for the tournament bracket that comes after all 4 cycles. And then you get to compete in a tournament of those who qualified and potentially win the tournament. Big, massive tournament. So, figured I'd go back to something that was really solid and I felt really good with, because we're starting from the absolute bottom here. Alright, this is brand new alt, there's no stats, starting from 1000, and I figured I'd go back to the one that I used 2 videos ago. Jamvad used this one, by the way, and one thing he did was he just decided to go ahead and add a real standard E-Speed Knight here. And for the purposes of just doing OLT, especially in this part of the ladder down here, I think that's a good decision, because just this is a really good standard solid way to answer a lot of the brainless stuff that you see in this part of the ladder especially. And it's a good answer to opposing HO. Some HO can be weak to other HO, right? And extreme speed helps with that. So the original version was Fly Knight. You can go watch the first one 2 videos ago if you want to see that. But yeah, no, Jam also used this video in, he used this team in 2 of his videos. So that was, so if you want to go see the master use this team, then I will link those videos in the description. So definitely check that out. I'm going to go ahead and get into it here. First game. New alt. Let's see what we can see here. Alright, we got the Belly Bolt, we got the Rillaboom, we got the Alomomola, we have the Tinkaton, that's what that thing's called, right? There's whole memes about it. Great Tuscan Dragapult. Now I have the Goldengo, the Garchomp, the Glimmora, the Kingambit, the Iron Valiant, and the Dragonite. Okay, so let's see here. Belly Bolt, most likely answered by Garchomp. That thing is surprisingly bulky, by the way. It's been kind of making waves lately. YouTubers have been using it. Jam's one of them, actually. And but yeah, so could potentially EQ it with Dragonite. I'm not sure what kind of Belly Bolt that is because you don't usually see Belly Bolt. That's the entertaining thing about, you know, bottom of the ladder, is that you see things that you don't usually see. The Rillaboom, going to be pretty well walled by Dragonite. Can overwhelm it. Even if I'm not Fly anymore, Extreme Speed will still take care of it. Depending on the spread, if it's Jolly or not. I mean, Go can outspeed. Kingambit can do something if it's not fight move. The Alomomola, I might catch that after some chip with the Garchomp, since this is Draco Chomp. And then also I could... Go kind of wins that matchup as well. Iron Valiant will win further down the game once good conditions are met. Tinkaton, Garchomp, knock out the Tinkaton. Glimmora has Earth Power, right? And Great Tusk, Garchomp again. The Dragapult, Kingambit will handle the Dragapult pretty well. Iron Valiant can outspeed the Dragapult. This is the only gripe that I have with Adamant Dragonite, is that you can't outspeed Dragapult at +1. You have to get 2 dances. So we can just go ahead and see. Garchomp seems like a good lead here, just based on the matchups. Right, exactly. So let's see. Do I hard Draco here? I think I do. Ooh. Alright, well, that's gone. That opens up Kingambit pretty well. Okay, so yeah. I saw that over here and knew that I would at least take it out with the rough skin. So that's a good thing to open up the Kingambit. Let's see. Now, I think I Glimmora. Alright, what's this thing gonna do? I don't anticipate sashes based on the Mons list, but like, then again, you never know. Yeah, that's most likely Specs. Yeah, that's definitely Specs. Okay, so that's good news for Kingambit. Now, I believe here, best play is to just hit, because I don't know what that Tinkaton's going to do. Let's see here. Yeah, I think hitting is just the best play. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, I believe we throw out Glimmora here. That's fine. And the Dragonite should kill from there. And if he goes Rillaboom, then that's just setup fodder for me. And there goes Boltenheimer. I love the name. Let's see here. Now, I think we go Goldie. Actually, yeah, there's no need for the air balloon anyway, I don't think, unless that's some high horsepower set. But, okay, what's he trying to heal here? Oh, he's gonna heal his Dragapult, of course. Now, I don't think I popped the Terra yet. Or maybe I do, actually. No, I don't, because that Tinkaton's faster. I was right the first time. There's Nightwing. Okay, let's go Gambito. and he predicts with the flamethrower, which that's gonna, sir, that's gonna hurt you. That's gonna hurt you. I think that was not in your best interest, my friend. Tickle. Interesting. All right. That's funny. All right. Plot. He flips. Man, he might have me here. Game 1 on the freaking OLT ladder. All the way down here. And it shows you don't underestimate people. What do I do? How do I get out of this? Do I have to Terra here? Let's see, what does Terra do? 56. Unlikely that I one hit. Yeah, I think Terra is the only way out. If I'm being honest. There we go. Yeah, that Dragapult was being a problem. That was the best play there because that was the problem right there. Lose my Tinkaton resist, but I'm pretty sure Dragonite can take one of whatever it throws out at it. And then I believe I'm also running Roost, so should be fine on that Rillaboom. I can gain value back that way. Man, game 1, right out of the barrel, man. Already getting intense. Widow ASN. Oh, Widow Asian. That's what that means. At least I assume that's what it is. Alright, Metro Boomer. I believe I'm ready. No, I'm not ready to do that, actually. Am I ready to let go of Golden Go? I'm gonna have to be. Okay, Dragon Dance. Make sure that I can do what I'm hoping to do. Assuming we get rid of the air balloon. Okay, so we will be able to 2-ko that. It is balloon. Interesting. Well, that sucks. What can I do? This is a tough one, folks. This is not just a cakewalk here. Come on, Dragonite. There's the tickle. Tickle again. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Alright. Alright. Shimonamola. Sounds like a joke, but I don't get it. Boltenheimer, Metro Boomer, Ragnarok. That's freaking cool because of the hammer. ASAC Tank Schrader. And Nightwing. Nightwing, I get the Nightwing. That's pretty cool. Alright, come on. You can do it. I believe you. I believe in you. I'm going to beat you, but I believe in you nonetheless. Yeah, because I figure, yes, the Rillaboom would kill me, but I have a really good switch in. So I just whittle this down as much as possible. Or let him time out. Her time out. Whoever. I don't know who I'm playing. There's always a person behind that avatar, and that is unfortunate because you had an actual shot at beating me there, my friend. Give you a GG and move on. So, there's probably a lot of flaws in that I can go back and analyze. You know, ironically, going back into the low ladder is the most dangerous part of the ladder. And, you know, other YouTubers will tell you this too. Joey says that all the time, right? And so does Blund. Just because these players are more often so offbeat that you can't anticipate, right? I talked about in the intro predicting versus anticipating. No, I didn't talk about the difference between the two, but I talked about predicting how we shouldn't do that. Now, it's not the same thing as anticipation, right? Anticipation is just these are things that are given within a game that'll help you structure your game plan. Not the same as predictions. Predictions have no direction to them, right? Predicting is just like, hey, want to watch me stay in on a freaking Zapdos with my Kartana? Like, no. Anticipations are more like, okay, he's probably going to click Heat Wave here on my Kartana because that is the standard thing to do. That's the most common thing to do there. So what I should do is work with the obvious, right, in anticipation, and not try to be flashy about it. Let's not stay in with the Kartana on a Heat Wave, and that's the difference, right? So the difference really is fair assumptions or not, basically. Okay, game 2. We got lucky in that first one, so let's see if we can do better. Hasween. Alright, so he's got sand. You don't usually see sand. It's semi-sand. Ooh, that Garganacl is going to be bulky in sand. That's actually kind of smart. Alright, so Excadrill, Tyranitar, Garganacl, Dragapult, Skarmory, and Alomomola. Goldango, Garchomp, Glimmora, Kingambit, Iron Valiant, and Dragonite. His removal is 100% Excadrill, assuming he's carrying Rapid Spin, right? That's an anticipation. I anticipate that he'll be carrying Rapid Spin because he has no other forms of removal. And it's not just straight up HO, it's semi-sand, right? So he's got the Garganacl, the Mola, and the Skarmory. So I'm going to need to keep my balloon intact for that Excadrill. Hopefully chip it down. Let's see here. Alright, so Excadrill, balloon gold, right? Got to keep that intact. Kingambit can Sucker Punch it. Glimmora can potentially keep its Focus Sash, but I'm probably not going to play it that way. I might need it as a lead. We'll determine that here in a bit. The Garganackle, which is really dangerous. That's going to be a big problem. Probably King Gambit. Yeah. Salt Cure is not something this team is well set up for. Way back in the day, I had Covert Cloak on Goldingo, but might need to revisit that. Dragapult, King Gambit, Iron Valiant, Skarmory, Goldingo, probably, and Garchomp with Fire Blast. That's what it's there for, stuff like that. And then the Alomomola, Garchomp again, Glamora, Goldingo. So Goldingo is going to be really important, but not to leave with because it needs the air balloon. So I'm either thinking Garchomp or Glamora to start the game off here. And he goes Excadrill with balloon. Alright. So first thing I want to do definitely is break that balloon. Now the thing about Excadrill is that I can't Mortal Spin the Steel type. Do I kill? I do not. Well, that's what he gets. That's what happens when you get real greedy. Ah, okay. Just give me the game then. I'm not sure I understand that. Is that a different spread? Oh yeah, that's the SPDEF spread that the calculator's showing. That was most likely an offensive drill. Okay, so 0 and yes, that makes more sense there. Still a high roll in my favor, but still. He was going to get bought by something else. I mean, I'll save it, but actually I should be hiding my replays since this is all public. Hide replay. I should have. Okay. Let me see if I can go back into that other battle. Yeah, hide that replay. Good deal. Alright, now, by some weird off chance that I get high enough, that people will start trying to counterpick me. They can't just pull up the team. They might go find the video, but I can private that video for the time being, actually, if I use this team higher up. Alright. Pamarciste. Okay, so let's go Iron Moth. It's King Gambit, it's Landorus Therian, Ogerpon Wellspring, Iron Valiant, and the Raging Bolt. So Goldingo, Garchomp, Glamora, King Gambit, Iron Valiant, Dragonite. Okay, now connect the dots. Alright. Iron Moth, most likely answered by Garchomp. Or Glamora, depending on, situational things. Sometimes I run the Psyshock on the Valiant, but not on this one. Dragonite could potentially beat it as well. Let me do some research there. I'm pretty sure it could attack, and then Terra versus the Iron Moth. Oh yeah, every time. Every time. So, and that requires Terra though. Alright, so if I go +2, wow, that's insane. The Terra boost is more than an additional attack boost. Man, Terra is powerful. Okay. Alright, I gotta continue here. King Gambit. My own King Gambit and Iron Valiant. Offensively. The Landorus will be probably Garchomp, Glamora, the Ogerpon, probably the Dragonite, or the Iron Valiant. Can Sucker Punch it too, if I get the 50-50 correct. And it's not like you should never predict, right? The only time you should ever make predictions is if you are out of control of the game and you have to return control to yourself, right? If you're on the back foot and you have to do something that's going to completely disrupt the way the game's going, then you can probably do something like that. But you have to be smart about it. Don't just be brainless, and don't just try to show off with it. There always has to be a purpose behind everything you do besides just, ego. So the Iron Valiant, the Goldingo, the Raging Bolt, the Garchomp, or the Dragonite. More so the Garchomp. So the Garchomp is very important here. I want to preserve that as much as possible for its defensive integrity versus the Iron Moth and the Raging Bolt. So let's see. I want to stack up rocks here. I want to get rid of his poison in the process. And he's Rocky Helmet, meaning he keeps his rocks. But that's okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. I go here, and I drop a big old Draco. Let's see. What do I do with Draco? No, I don't want a Terra yet. That combined, oh yeah, that's a dead Landorus once he comes back in. And he doesn't have removal either, so Landorus is dead. Definitely. Okay, so now what do I do here? Very likely that he kills me with a raw Ivy Cudgel. So this is not a good matchup for Garchomp. Anyway, I need to preserve it for later. I think I'm looking at a Terra Valiant thing here. Or now that Landorus is basically dead. Yeah, no, actually the Dragonite's going to look better as an endgame. So actually, I want to prevent this thing from Swords Dancing. So this is actually not going to be as big of a deal to keep versus Iron Moth if I actually place the Dragonite correctly. So, alright, that's okay. So, I could go King Gambit here and just hit, I think. That's probably the best play at this point. Okay. Okay, do I need to keep the King Gambit right now? I probably do. Just go ahead and make the safe play here. Balloon was popped so that... yeah. Psyshock. I don't like that chance, so I think I just hard make it rain. Actually, Shadow Ball does more, but still not the best chance. Right, knockoff is weakened because the air balloon is gone. So that's a big threat. Goodbye, Landorus. And now we're 4-4. Bolt. Okay. Now, what I do not want is this thing setting up all over me. So how do I prevent that? This might be a tough one. Okay, there's Thunderclap. Okay, that's actually fine. I can bring in King Gambit now, which takes a hit any way you slice it. Okay. Yeah, Figured he might try to clap there. Now let's sucker here. Ah, dang it. Alright, he got me. Okay, now let's assume that, because I would like to preserve Dragonite's multiscale for as long as possible. Let's assume that Raging Bolt Terras. What does the Moonblast do? 40.9, yeah, that'll kill. Will Thunderclap kill me? Ooh, yes it will, after rocks. Okay, so what does the Terra Extreme Speed do? For some reason, I don't think he's going to be Ghost. Terra. I'm running out of time. 40.9. Yes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just pop that one out. Ooh, I almost timed out. Again, I got to be faster at this. There we go. Whew. Tough. So there's the Moth. What are we doing here? 66 to 78.8. I think I can Dragon Dance once. Gets the crit. E-Speed right here. Please do not be Ghost. Or some kind of resist to normal. Alright, got it. Okay, so now what I would like to do... Okay, that calc is assuming the bulky set, right? I would like to retain... Okay. I would like to retain multi-scale as much as possible until he tries to sucker me. Okay, there we go. Meow. Goodbye, Gambit. Okay, so we win. That was a pretty scary team, not gonna lie, that he has there. Goodbye, Ogerpon. And GG. Why is this so hard right from the get-go? I think I just answered my own question a while ago, but let me go ahead and hide that. Man, I will say though, it is good to see the bottom of the ladder playing so well. A lot of times you do that, you go see him at the bottom of the ladder and it's just, you know, it's really sad. But this is not sad at all. In my previous videos, I was just floating around in the 1700s. So, this is good. That being said, mentioned it before, you know, low ladder is the bane of great players' existence. Players much better than me say this. So, let's see. I have 3 wins. Where did that put me? Where did that put me? I don't know. I want to keep my Lance there. I like Lance. 1107. Yeah, I can do one more. All right, let's do one more, and that'll be it for today, because I have some other things to do today. Okay, Joking Rabbit. A very interesting team with a Drifblim I see here. Okay, that Moonblast, the Moonblast from Valiant is going to be really important versus the Zamazenta. So, especially if that's the subset, which it might be because it's Veil. That sounds really scary, actually. Alright, so he's got the Zama, the Ninetales Alola, the Samurai... Hisui? Hisui? Hisui. Drifblim, Rillaboom, and the Heatran. Goldango, Garchomp, Glimmora, King Gambit, Iron Valley, and Dragonite. Fly Knight kind of would help with this. Zama, here. I think the best thing to do is just stack up hazards. Oh, I skipped a step. I didn't connect the dots. Okay, let's Earth Power. Get rid of that. Thankfully, I was able to do that right from the get-go. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is another thing, though, is that players in this part of the ladder will often just give up. Right? Without a roadmap, you're much more likely to just stop right at the beginning. And so, hide that replay. There we go. So luck saved me from my mistake of not planning well enough. There. They just happened to forfeit. I'll get another full one. I was trying to get another full game there, so let's go for it. Okay. Skarmory, Iron Valiant, Raging Bolt, Samurott, H, Pecharunt, another really annoying one, and Iron Treads. Goldingo, Garchomp, Glimmora, King Gambit, Iron Valiant, Dragonite. This is definitely going to be the last game because I feel the mental tiredness coming on. So, yeah, I'm getting tired, but let's try to stay diligent. That's the only answer to that. Goldingo, Garchomp, Glimmora, King Gambit, Iron Valiant, Dragonite. Skarmory, Garchomp, Goldingo. Potentially Valiant with Ghost. Valiant, Goldingo, Glimmora to an extent. Possibly my own Valiant, E-Speed, Dragonite helps. Raging Bolt, Garchomp, most likely. Or King Gambit, like last game, situationally. Glimmora can cripple it with Mortal Spin if it's the CM set. The Samurott, which will be likely Iron Valiant, or Dragonite with E-Speed. Only really offensively, though. Dragonite doesn't want to lose value to taking hits to that, so. Pecharunt, Poison Ghost, Goldingo. It might be faster than Goldingo. Garchomp, potentially. Glimmora could possibly put a dent in it. King Gambit 2, since it's Lumberry. King Gambit actually might be the best thing versus that. Poison Ghost, Steel Dark. And then Iron Valiant could pop it with a Shadow Ball, Dragonite, potentially with an Earthquake. Iron Treads. Sucker, Vacuum Wave, Earthquake. The Ice Spinner is a problem. So I think the first thing we do here is Glimmora. Dubbird. Alright, let's see. Right. Very soft on the Spadef side. There. Very interesting subset. This thing most likely outspeeds, so I'm going to just go right back to Glimmora. I think. Yeah. Keep my sash intact, take some value. Now it's 6 versus 5. Went off with the same lead. Do I rocks here? That might be a sash. I think I keep his hazards off first. Oh, he's... Right, he's slower. Okay. Yeah, you know what? That's just fine. Maybe encourage the Pecharunt in. If I can... Yes, I can. I can Garchomp here. Disconnected. Come back, buddy. I want my practice. My friends in the 1000s, the 1100s, or whatever. Stop running away. I'm not scary, I promise. Does my breath smell bad or something? Not over Showdown, it doesn't. This kills. Earthquake kills. Aqua Jet will only do 16 to 20. What would Sucker do? Right. Yeah, okay, so I win this value war here. Any way you slice it. And if he just disconnects right here, I think I'm done. I'm getting really mentally tired, so that's the other thing I need to train too, right? Is the mental stamina. There we go. There's still a little bit of playing there that I can analyze, so I can come back to that later. Okay, well that's 5 wins. I mean, not all of them were full games, but hey, we take those. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next one.